Today we're going to talk about the AJP PR7 and whether it is, or is it not, a good bike for long-term, long-distance travel. I've had this bike for 28,000 kilometers and been to 5 different countries over the last few months, so I guess it could be useful for someone who is considering this or another motorbike for their trip, or someone who just wants to learn about the PR7. If you're into adventure riding, you probably already know about the 600cc engine, about the absolutely amazing ground clearance, about the suspension and some other technical specs. So what I want to share are some of my favorite things about the bike and some of the things that I did make changes to. I'll start here at the back. First of all, the tires that I'm currently using are Moto-Z GPS. Quite happy with the tires. They're great on and off-road. Had them for 8,000 kilometers and there's still lots of life in them. Even though I have a rackless system, I do have a rack to put either the dry bag here or the backpack when it's necessary. Probably one of my favorite things is the seat. Everyone on the trip is always asking, oh, but you did change the seat, and nope, that's how it comes from the factory. Super comfortable, very soft, excellent for long rides. Another thing that I really love about the bike is the weight distribution. Since the fuel tank is at the bottom, the overall center of gravity is quite low, so it's very easy to ride the bike. And talking about weight, it's important to say that the motorbike is only 175 kilos full, plus my luggage, which is about 30 kilos, and even then, in total, it's about 200. Which for me is absolutely amazing. I love riding off-road, but at the same time, I don't have very good skills, so every extra 10 kilos do make a difference for me. I bet you thought I was going to fall here too. Never mind. I have an extension on the side stand made by Cross Pro, and one of the changes that were made to the bike is that now the side stand does not retract automatically as it does from the factory. Very easy change, but makes a whole lot of difference when you're traveling and you want to be comfortable. The skid plate, Cross Pro, as well as the crash bars. The crash bars help to protect the bike, but also they're amazing to attach any of the luggage here at the front. The foot pegs from Biker are wide and extremely comfortable, making sure that your feet do not get tired and sore when you're riding standing for a long time. Additionally, I did like the original mirrors, but I broke them in the first few rides, so I swapped for double take mirrors, which are very comfortable, have a warranty for a lifetime if you ever break them. At the front we have Torque Racing tablet, different from the original Samsung tablet, which I've never used, so I don't have any feedback considering that one. But the Torque one works very well, has DMD navigation, which works offline and can even build off-road routes for you. It works well in any weather. Tried it with very strong sun from the back, tried it with loads of heavy rain and had no issues so far. I have 2 filters installed by Pure Motors, one protecting the fuel pump, one directly in the canal to make sure that if the gasoline is dirty or if it has water mixed in, it would stay in the filter and wouldn't go down into the tank. So far, so good. 28,000 kilometers, absolutely no issues either. Considering capacity, we have a 17-liter fuel tank, and I've done as much as 320 kilometers with it and not run out of gasoline. Of course, if you're going on a route somewhere further, it's always good to have extra gasoline. That's why I have the Desert Fox here with 6 extra liters of gasoline in it. All of the luggage system is from Enduristan. The crash bags are 6.5 liters each. At the back, I have a system with 35 liters plus 3 liters at the top on each, and the 25-liter backpack, which is not here right now. And this little bag at the front for spare gloves and other bits and pieces. Finally, probably an unusual accessory, but very necessary here, especially in Chile and Brazil, to make sure that if any kites are close to the road, in case the string is in front of you, it will get in here and get cut automatically instead of hurting the rider. They're very cheap, they're a few euro, but they can save your life. One of the concerns that I had at the beginning was how easy would it be to do maintenance on the bike and maintain the bike in a good state. It does require oil change every 5,000 kilometers, but honestly it takes about an hour, hour and a half, and I can do it by myself. So anyone can do it by themselves. And then if you want to check something more specific, the chances are most of them good mechanics in any country would be able to help you. And since the idea of this review is to be honest, I want to tell you about the things that I did damage, which are luckily not many. On every single bike that I've owned, I have scratched and damaged the hand guards. The important part for me is that the handlebar itself is intact, the levers are fine, and hand guards are still doing their job even though they're a little bit bent. Another thing that I did damage was the indicator at the back. I had a big bag here, and in some of the falls that I've had on one off-road route, the bag was pushing on the light until it snapped. So unless you're overloaded with luggage that's not well attached, it should not be a problem. So that was totally my fault. I did put some tape on it and it works perfectly fine. It's been like that for the last 15,000 kilometers. The mirrors, I've mentioned them before, but I do have a special talent to break things and fall a lot, so you can understand. At one point, the side stand was hitting against the bag, which has nothing to do with the bike itself, but by welding a little bit here, the side stand now doesn't go as high anymore, so it doesn't hit the bag. This was another little adjustment, but not as such a problem with the bike itself. And these are actually all of the problems that I've had. If you ask me, the bike is very light, it is very capable off-road. Many people ask how does it go on road. Usually the cruising speed for me is about 110, 115 kilometers per hour on asphalt, which honestly I don't think more is necessary when you're on a relaxed trip, visiting places and observing the things around you. So I would totally recommend it for anyone who likes off-road, who wants a bike that is very capable on different terrains, the bike that is easy to maintain, and that is going to be really, really fun to ride. If you have any questions about the maintenance, the bike itself, or the luggage, please let me know in the comments and I would love to answer. Thank you.